Leonardo da Vinci. What do we humble college students have in common with this genius? I expected that going to college would narrow my field of study to the early child. And what I found out was I'm interested in so much more than I expected. But the great thing is I can apply all of that to my work. This man did the same thing. Maybe you're finding the same thing. As a student of the early child, his intuition of observation and his deep study into things that may not seem interesting at all to you and I, and he applied it in such a beautiful way. That's what children do naturally. So, of course, I'm interested in him. Today, we're going to be looking at three pieces of his work, and they're not his, some say, most important work, like the Madonna. I'm afraid I'm wrong. The Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. They're going to be his lesser known works of A Skull in Two Parts and A Study on Water and a Leda Madonna, which we'll be talking about first. We've been looking at a self-portrait he created in 1515 when he was an older gentleman. This is the Leda Madonna. Now you can see that he was a master of art, but the greatest thing about this portrait, in my opinion, is his storytelling. He was a brilliant painter, but all of his paintings seem to have a literary quality to them, a story that he paints behind just the normal, traditional thing. He loves nature, you can tell that. But if you look very closely, you'll see a little tiny piece of nature in the Christ child's hand. That is a goldfinch, and it tells a story of the goldfinch that you'll see in the Apocrypha. This bird was said to pull a thorn out of Christ's head on his way to his crucifixion, and that red on his crest is said to be Christ's blood. Now, he often foreshadows his things through his work, especially his Christian portrayals. But he didn't stop there. As Cohen states, he valued and preserved the bestiary tradition despite his encumbering legends and ethical appendages. It did not conflict with his highly innovative scientific works on animals. Fact and fantasy could live side by side. As an artist who was paid, he was among the best. But as Muntz so eloquently stated, we must turn to his drawings to understand all the tenderness of his heart and all the wealth of his imagination. This Skull in Two Parts combines observation and creativity, fusing science and art. Carmen said that. He also said Kenneth Neal, a physician and Leonardo scholar, observes that Leonardo's neurological theory of perception is one of his greatest scientific accomplishments. But you could also see that it's an architectural accomplishment. And Ackerman likens his drawings. He says, if the cranium is visualized as a dome, indeed they illustrate the three principles of architectural drawing. I do not know of a comparably accomplished section with a view of the interior of any architectural drawing prior to 1480. Now, Muntz and I agree that this man of science demands our homage. It is no secret to anyone that Leonardo was a savant of the highest order. He discovered 20 laws, a single one of which has sufficed for the glory of his successors. He invented the very method of modern science. Leonardo didn't stop there. He desired also to better his community. In this drawing, we see water studies. He truly desired to help Florence, his adopted city. Kemp said water power was significant in Leonardo's times, particularly in the textile manufacture, which provided the foundation of Florence's wealth. The gadgets of water in Leo's collection or inventory would there have been directly relevant to the economic needs of his adopted city? Leonardo himself said that when you collect facts relating to the science of the motion of water, remember to place under every proposition the uses to which they may be applied, in order that this knowledge may not be fruitless. Leonardo da Vinci was more than just an artist. He was a visionary, unlike any other. You and I, as college students, I don't know if you can see that, can also be a visionary like Leonardo today. And we can take our studies to the next level and become a Renaissance man or woman ourselves.